The ISU Library has a robust health sciences ebook collection, and we have quite a few good sources for ebooks. To get to these, start out at the ISU Library's main webpage at isu.edu/library, and then you go to the resources by subject, and then scroll down to where you see ebooks at ISU. And again, this will be all the ISU ebooks that we have, both multidisciplinary and health sciences specific. They're just listed in alphabetical order, not in subject order. First of all, you have Access Pharmacy. This is really primarily for pharmacy students, but it can be very useful if you're looking for anything to do with medications, supplements, drugs, and so on. So I'll click in there and we'll take a quick look. And Access Pharmacy searches many different things at the same time, but if you're just looking for textbooks, you click on that link. And this is their entire list of full text textbooks. Again, most of these are pharmacy specific. There's some epidemiology in there, though. There's some biostatistics. Not all pharmacy, but mostly. One of the other really good sources for health science ebooks is our Duties 2012 Core Collection. This includes more than 200 of the leading health science textbooks in a lot of different fields. And you can browse over here on the left-hand side by specialty, or you can search. I will warn you, the search is not great. It tends to bring back way too much. So what I generally do is I browse by subject. So maybe I'm interested, I have a psychology subject, so I'm going to click on psychology to see what textbooks we have in that area. And then I just scroll down to see which ones I think are most relevant. This Kaplan and Sadix is pretty much the core textbook for psychiatry, so I know that that's a good source. And from here you can search within it for your topic. Say if it's depression or suicide or post-traumatic stress, you could look there, or you can browse the table of contents. By clicking on the little plus sign over here, you can find the different areas. So I'm going to click on Chapter 8, which is the clinical manifestations. And this is what the full text looks like. It is really not very pretty, honestly. But if you just need to jump in there and read a couple of chapters, it works very well. You can print it, you can email it to yourself, or you can save it to your computer. So those are all different ways to work within the Duties collection. Again, this is an Ovid product. Another one of the really good sources for health science online textbooks is our MD Consult. An MD Consult, kind of similar to Access Pharmacy, it searches many things at the same time. Journals, guidelines, images, patient education, a little bit of everything. But if you want to focus just on books, go to this tab at the top that says Books. Imagine that. And from here you can search by specialty, kind of like we did with the Duties 2012. You can come to psychiatry, see what textbooks we have on psychiatry, or I'm going to scroll back up to the top and you can just search, and this tells you are searching within books. So I can search on eating disorders. Hopefully if I spelled it correctly. And thankfully it actually does help you finish your phrase or your search terms, which is nice, saves you a little time. And click search. So it's going to find anywhere that eating disorders appears within the textbooks located on MD Consult. And they've got a little bit of everything from psychiatric textbooks to pediatrics textbooks, some general overviews, so on. So MD Consult, a good place for full textbooks as well. Close out of this and get back to our eBooks at ISU page. And then there's StatRef. And StatRef is a really good source. We talked a little bit about that last week when we were looking at reference sources. And StatRef you can search by discipline. So if you really are only interested in what we have for nursing, you can see that these are all the nursing textbooks. Then you could run your search here and it will only search the nursing textbooks. But generally I like to search everything at once, especially if your topic is what would be considered multidisciplinary. So let's do aromatherapy and see what it brings up. And hooray, it helps me finish my search term. Just click on the go. All right, so it tries to put the most relevant searches up at the top. So where your term occurs the most, it's going to be up at the top because it considers that to match your search the most. So this is from a textbook called The ACP Evidence-Based Guide to Complementary and Alternative Medicine. That fits with aromatherapy. I think that would be good. But that's not the only textbook. There is a textbook of palliative nursing, high acuity nursing, and more. So the two ways you'd want to search SATref are either to browse by looking at the titles. So you could just click on one, and it's not really clear. You actually have to click on View this title, and that will bring up the full text. And they have their table of contents over on the left-hand side, so you can jump to a particular section, or you can just start reading from here. And this does allow you to print off a page and email the page, so that's very handy. So the ebook collections that you should focus on if you're a health science student are Access Pharmacy, the Duties 2012 Core Collection, and MD Consult and StatRef, in addition to some of the EBSCO ebooks and the eBrary books. So there are a lot of options out there if you really want to focus your searching just on ebooks.